Migrants' monthly payment in NYC is higher than veterans' compensation. Can't make this stuff up. This is disgusting. It shows the regard, or the non-regard, I should say, that they have for our veterans, and how they hold migrants in better esteem than people that defended our country. It's sickening. And mind you, these people are here illegally. They broke the law coming into these country, and they're getting treated better than my veteran brothers and sisters. It's disgusting. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Newsweek. Uh, Newsweek's Nick Mordowinick, and he reports that a family of four migrants in New York City receives more monthly funding than a family of four that includes a military veteran who receives disability compensation. New York City has taken in more than 175,000 migrants. Even Newsweek is calling them migrants. They're illegal immigrants. They're here illegally. Why are we playing these word games? I don't understand. But migrants, and spent upwards of $1.45 billion dollars just in fiscal year 2023 to shelter, feed, and provide services to migrants. The city has said that there is no end in sight to the copious numbers of migrants and projects that extended timeline um, that an extended timeline of the current rate of migration means a cost to the city approximately $12 billion by the 2025 fiscal year. And mind you, they're not going to Biden and say, hey, close the borders. We need to shut down these borders. You've been using executive orders for everything else. Why don't you put that pen to work and shut down these borders, and rewrite these laws that you written out that Trump wrote? But they won't tell them this. Mayor Eric Adams, who, like mayors in Chicago and Denver, has requested more assistance from the federal government, has said the influx of migrants could destroy his city. He has feuded with Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who has bused illegal migrants to northern cities because of their sanctuary status. So I guess here in Texas, we're just supposed to keep them all here. We're supposed to share the burden, take all the burden. When migrants come into New York City, are being given prepaid debit cards that, in certain cases, like food assistance, dwarf the amounts provided to families of legal status. Legal status, not only legal status. Remember, they fought for our country. These are my veteran brothers and sisters. For example, the average family of four monthly supplemental nutrition assistance program, or SNAP, payment is $713. But migrant families of four receive $1,400 a month. That's almost double. The total is higher than the military veterans disability compensation. A veteran who has a 50% disability rating and a spouse and one child receives $1,225.16 once every 4 weeks, so once a month, according to the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. When a child under age 18 is added to the family, the payment rises $51. So you get a whopping extra $51 for a child, to $1,306.16 a month. Still nearly $100 less than what a migrant family of four receives from the prepaid card assistance. Vets on SNAP programs can use the money for food, and in addition to disability compensation they receive from the government. Adams has said that the prepaid cards, part of the $53 million budget allocation that is replacing food boxes offered to migrants at New York City hotels, will cut, quote, 20% of the migrant costs in the city. Under Adams' program, 10 migrant families were provided in late March with immediate response cards loaded with $350 a week for a family of four to spend on essential purchases and at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores. The pilot program will be rolled out to 500 people. The cards are being distributed at the Roosevelt Hotel, which has been a migrant shelter since last year. And according to New York's Department of Citywide Administrative Services, the first touch point for new arriving asylum seekers. In February, Kayla Mamalek, deputy press secretary for Mayor Adams, disputed a New York Post report, which was later updated, that Mobility Capital Finance Inc., or MoCaFi, uh, could be involved in doling out some $50 million to migrants under the new plan. Quote, the suggestion that New York City is handing out thousands of dollars in free cash to migrants who are only in our care for 60 days is not only false, but also contractually impossible, Mamalik told Newsweek at the time. As we have repeatedly said, the Mo Cafe pilot program can only be utilized at supermarkets and bodegas, and it is expected to save the city millions of dollars in services for families um, with children in our care. So you're still giving them free money. That doesn't matter what they use it on. Money being given to migrants has been criticized by New York City Republican Councilwoman Vicky Palomino, who said Sunday on CBS New York, the point which Marcia Kramer, that one of her own employees is a single mother with two kids, and quote, she doesn't even have $350 a week to spend on food, period. Again, we are putting these people before our own people. Charity is supposed to begin at home. You have to be able to take care of home first. Once you get your home situated, then you can go out to help other people. We're not taking care of home first. That's the problem. In December, Palladino wrote an op-ed in the New York Post excoriating city officials for providing money and resources to migrants and not looking after the needs of New York residents. Quote, in our New York City, we are currently staring down a multi-billion-dollar deficit while our streets are falling into disorder, our infrastructure crumbles, our social safety net is collapsing, and our frontline workers are stretched beyond their limits, she wrote. We are spending more taxpayer money to care for foreign nationals than we are on the annual budget of the NYPD, FDNY, and Department of Sanitation combined. Again, make that make sense. It's not making any sense to me. This is just ridiculous. But New York that's what they voted for. You voted Mayor Adams in. You voted for Governor Hochul. You voted for these sanctuary cities. So now that the chicken is coming home to roost, you guys are upset. You should have thought about that before you voted these policies and these people in. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.